Hey everybody, welcome back to the Chaotic Little Book Corner today. So this week is going to be unboxing and unboxing and unboxing and unboxing. I'm gonna do 4 videos this week that are gonna be me unboxing boxes of books that I had packed up to bring with me to my new house. I am now at the new house. We are in a new location. Things will get more organized. I'm not sure how I like the background. Let me know what you guys think. I'm kind of on the fence about it. The lighting is a little bit strange, but I can handle it. I'm just kind of going with the flow. So I am just unboxing blindly a box that has things in it, and I don't know what box I picked. So we are just going to unbox, and these are all books that I already own. They're just going to be the opening of my books that are going to be going onto my shelves. And you guys requested that I make these videos, and they're kind of like Simon from Savage Reed's channel. They're just not going to be as large because I packed smaller boxes. Oh, and it looks like we are unboxing sci-fi and fantasy today. So, let's dive in. So the first book that I have here is Ancillary Justice, which is by Ann Leakey. And I received this from Amanda Center. She wrote a little note for me, which I ended up taping into the front of it, which is just a little explanation of why she picked it up for me and everything. So I haven't read this one yet. I do plan to. Then we have the Refrigerator Monologues by Catherine Valenti. This one I plan to read very soon, potentially this month in February. I haven't talked about February yet on my channel because I haven't done any videos yet in the February month, and I stopped doing videos for the last week of January, but February is being hosted by Lauren from Lauren and the Books. I will link her channel down below, and I know that the Refrigerator Monologues is talking about superheroes and and women that are friends of or relationships with or some way affect the story of the hero in the superhero story, but at the same time they are never really appreciated. So I'm very curious about this one, and I do love a good Catherine Valenti, so that'll be good. Then we have some Ursula K Le Guin. This is The Left Hand of Darkness, which I have not read yet. I have heard amazing things. I know it has to do a lot with gender and gender equality and what it looks like to be a non-gender specific person in an alien race sort of way, but still it kind of just explores the idea of gender and what it is and if it's a social construct and all of those great things. So I know I want to read that. Then we have The Illustrated Man by Bradbury, which is Ray Bradbury. And I was recommended this by a bookseller, and I picked it up on their recommendation, and you know what? I'm going to be honest. I don't remember what it was that really drew me to it, and it's just been kind of sitting on my shelf, so I moved it with me because I think it could be a really interesting story, and I've seen other people review it and talk about it, and it talks about storytellers and kind of this strange person who is, you know, I don't know. I really don't know. I have no idea what this one's about, but I know that I enjoy Ray Bradbury, and I've been curious about reading more of his work, so I do own this. This one is Tooth and Claw by Jo Walton. This is a book about dragons, and I remember Jean from Jean's Bookish Thoughts talking about this as a almost Pride and Prejudice of dragons, and I've started it. I got 37 pages through, but I never continued it, and I I don't know, I wasn't ever like thrilled with it, but I might pick this back up again someday. I haven't decided. So I've kept it on my shelf with the expectation that I may someday pick it up again. I've read this one already. This is Dune. I did not enjoy it. Why do I keep it on my shelf? Because it's a classic, and I feel very proud that I read this chunkster, even though I didn't enjoy it. And so I keep it on my shelf as a sense of like accomplishment. And someday I will probably get rid of it because I don't feel as if it does anything for me. It just makes me feel like I accomplished something by reading this. Ow, that was my toe. Then I have Fado Key, which is by Curious Johnson. I have not read this one. I've read another one of her books, and I need to read her short story collection. This one is a story about a woman born a cat who turns into an empress. But I could be wrong. I know that it's a weird story that just kind of talks about femininity and a feline lifestyle and things of that nature. So I am just curious about this one. And I do enjoy Curious Johnson's writing style. So I know I'll be happy to read that. Then I have Nisi Shawl, Everfair. This one is supposed to be a steampunk sort of fantasy, sci-fi story, neo-Victorian alternate history sort of thing. So I'm very curious about this one, and I believe it has some diverse characters and diversity, as the author, I think, is Black. Yes. The author is Black and female, which is not always seen in that genre of writing, so I am very excited to dive into that. Then we have Gregory Maguire, After Alice. This is my signed first edition. I really enjoyed Wicked, and I also enjoyed The Ugly Stepsister and Mirror Mirror, which were all by Gregory Maguire, and I haven't read a Gregory Maguire in years, and I haven't heard amazing things about After Alice, but because I know I've enjoyed Gregory Maguire in the past, and I enjoy Alice in Wonderland so much, I thought maybe it could be something fun to read and just an interesting story. And when I saw it was a signed first edition and it was on sale, I couldn't say no to it, so I picked it up. This is Ink by Sabrina Voyles. I think that's how you pronounce it. And this one talks about so this is about immigration, and it's a sci-fi that kind of talks about immigration and xenophobia and the fear of the elusive other and things of that nature. And I've been really curious about it ever since I saw it on Elizabeth's channel, who I will link down below. And I never saw her end up reviewing it, but I know she said she really wanted to read it, and it kind of just sparked my interest, and I am really curious about this one, so we shall see when I finally get to this one, but I haven't picked it up as of yet. Then I've read this one. This is The Wanderers by Meg Howry. I felt halfway decent about this book. I gave it 3 stars. I was less critical at the time of reading it, so I don't know if I would like it less now than I did when I officially read it the first time, but I didn't mind it the first time I read it. I thought it was decent. It had some interesting characters and interesting conversations about the universe and our place within it, and the experience of those who have family members within the space kind of world. And I believe they go to Mars, if I'm correct. Yeah, the first humans on Mars, which was kind of interesting to kind of think about and as a concept, which I enjoyed. Then we have a bookend. This is an antique from my family's house. Then we have The Child Thief by Bram. This one is an Peter Pan retelling, and I have heard pretty interesting things about it, and I know it's dark and twisted and interesting, and it goes much more into the darker sides of Peter Pan, so I do want to dive into this at some point. I've read Peter Pan before, and I was very stunned by the more aggressive way that Peter Pan was, but you know, that is what it is. I've read this one. This is Radiance by Catherine Valenti. This is a alternate history sci-fi 1920s turned into film era-esque universe sort of twisting, bending kind of thing. I adore this, and this is signed by the author. Then I have The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. I've heard that this one is just really nostalgic and very young feeling and pretty. I haven't picked up a Neil Gaiman in a while, but I have heard great things about this one, so I've kept it on my shelf and I'm curious about it. And then the last book in this box is Charles G. Finney's The Curious Dr. Lao, and this is a fantasy masterworks. Oops. Ow. Okay, sorry. That was a lot of noise and bumps and bruises along the way. This one is surviving the Great Depression. Circus comes to town. The woes will be forgotten. Creatures seemingly straight out of mythology. Changes the lives of the groups forever. This is about creepy otherworldly creatures and what happens to a small town when they come into town, and I've heard interesting things about that. Actually, I haven't heard much. I've heard interesting things, but I haven't heard much. So I have this one on my shelf, and I haven't picked this up in a while, but I might pick this one up sometime because it's one that I have to be in the mood for. So yeah, that is my first box of unboxing books, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you all in my next video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you loved it, click that subscribe button down below, and if you have any questions, comments, or quandaries about the books that you have seen in this video, go ahead and comment down in the comment box. I will see you all in the next video. Bye.